Welcome to Ag Shorts. I'm Calen. With me is my father, Brandon. And that way. Anyway, 2 days ago, we started a question of in the shoot of what would you do to start a ranch in 2022. First thing we said is you got to have the land to do the ranch. So today we're going to talk about how would you manage the pasture or rotate the animals on the pasture so that you didn't just destroy the ground. So in the next 4.5 minutes, Dad's going to explain.
Well, don't overgraze
Yeah.
for one. Make sure you got the grass. Make sure it's uh palatable grass, good grass. What have you got on there? I mean, what kind of ground is it? What's your soil types? There's all kinds of considerations there.
Can you throw
Um,
crops in there while they graze as well?
yeah, I mean, generally that doesn't work too well, because you're tromping the hell out of your crop.
Right.
But you can do some rest rotation we've talked about. Um, the short answer is don't do it yet. Um, everybody's going belly up except for some of the big guys, and even the big guys are the volume discount dealers are having
Yeah.
a tough time too. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do. Uh, don't overgraze, don't get in too big too fast. But the problem with it is, in order to make money, you kind of need to be big too. I mean,
Hmm.
it's a catch. Don't depend on money for have an outside job. Sure helps to keep a ranch or farm supported, which is too much. So that's the best thing I can tell you. Um, know your ground, know your property, know what kind of cattle, or maybe you're going to want to go into sheep. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't, but I mean, they make too much money. So I don't want to get in that kind of a position where I don't know how to spend all that money. I'm joking. The sheep people do pretty well generally, but that's not
I mean,
easy either.
the benefit with them is that you can get multiple crops off of them, which
Right.
is not only multiple. What am I thinking?
You can get you can get a set of twins where there's two crops, you can get the wool off of them.
Right.
So, but try keeping them alive. There's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Why am I missing the word for baby sheep right now? Lamb. There you go. The L word. I was like, yeah, you get multiple lambs off them, like the multiple crops being you can get the multiple lambs off them, which is nice, and that's a norm for the most
Yeah,
part.
normally get twins and you'll end up with sometimes triplets.
Right. And again, the trick is keeping them alive. But then the second part is you can do the wool off of all of them
Right.
every year as well. So that's where the multiple crops comes in. Also sometimes people will pay to have you bring your sheep in with it free grazing so that they can bring their stuff
Weed
down, which
control.
helps you out.
Yeah.
It's nice. But yeah, I mean there's a lot of things with that, but I think the biggest thing is just when you manage when you manage your ground, just don't overgraze because
Yeah.
it's gonna hurt and it's not going to feel good the next year. It might be just fine this year. You might get through it. You might make it work, but it'll be the next year that you're
Yeah,
gonna
you
pay
might
for.
not see it for 2 or 3 years, then you'll start seeing all the weeds show up for one. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's tough.
Well, with that, it's Ag Shorts with pasture management and grazing rotation.